On our way in to camp at South Cumberland State Park, we stopped at the Information Center to take a look at their museum as well as get some information about the park so we could decide what all we wanted to try to do. The museum, although geared towards children, contains a ton of information that we found very useful and interesting.
After we left the visitor center, we went south to Foster's Falls Campground.
We finally made it to South Cumberland State Park and the Foster Falls Campground. We've got everything set up.
No, don't touch, it's hot.
What do you think about camping? Huh? What do you think about camping? Ah. The trailhead for Foster Falls is right beside the campground, so it was a short trip over to it, and then it's only about a half-mile down to the falls and back. It is pretty steep for the short distance, but not something that was too difficult for us with a kid. After visiting Foster Falls, we drove up to the Grundy Lakes area. This area is beautiful and would be great to just visit, but on top of that, there was also the presence of the coke ovens. Coke is created when coal is subjected to an increase in temperature for 48 to 72 hours to burn off impurities. This dull-looking rock is actually a hotter burning substitute than the coal that it is created from. In the 1800s, the Tennessee Coal, Iron and Railway Company set up shop here and began producing coke. They would go from 1883 all the way until 1903 when they finally shut down operations in Tracy City. After leaving the coke ovens, we drove over across to Tracy City where the Grundy Day Loop was. This is also the trailhead for the fiery Gizzard Trail, which is about 12.5 miles long and is a point-to-point trail from the start there in Tracy City all the way back down to the campground where we're staying. We did not do this, but we did do the Grundy Day Loop, which is a 3-mile trail following the river and then headed back up towards the trailhead. After a long day of hiking, we were all glad to be back at the campsite getting some supper. On the second day, we all loaded up and headed out for the Savage Gulf area. You ready to go on big hike, baby girl?
Oh, you just want to take nappies.
We drove up to the Greeter Falls in Savage Gulf and took the less than 1 mile loop, which will allow you to see 3 waterfalls, including Greeter Falls. To get to this fall, you have to take a cool spiral staircase. After we left Greeter Falls, we drove up to the last stop on this camp trip. It was a short mile hike out on a partially paved trail, which was very easy to walk. Once we finally arrived at the Great Stone Door, there's not an actual door or even a doorway, but it's just a path which time has eroded, through which a trail now runs. The views out here are beautiful, and if you're going to only do one thing at South Cumberland State Park, I highly recommend this. There's quite a bit to do at South Cumberland State Park, from hiking through a cave to seeing a natural bridge to camping to seeing all kinds of beautiful waterfalls and visiting historical spots. But these cliffs here at Great Stone Door remind us of both the beauty and the incredibleness of creation.
Not everybody was there to see the rocks.
Hopefully you've enjoyed our video. We highly recommend South Cumberland State Park for your next camping or hiking destination.